and my energy is so good. I feel so at peace with food. I'm losing weight. I feel prettier. My skin's doing a lot better. Like, I just have a lot of positive, warm, loving feelings about food now and my body that previously felt like I was barred from for life. Hi. My name's Adelynn, and I just wanted to make a little testimonial video for Jaya, because I'm having insane results working with her, and I literally just want to encourage anyone who's like on the fence about it, if you're thinking about it, if you're feeling called, like, I will never run out of positive things to say about this experience, and I'm not even done working with her, like, and hopefully I never will be. I pray to God I never am, because I have gotten so accustomed to having Jaya in my life, like, and I don't ever want to not have her in my life. But I've been getting weekly sessions with her for the last almost 4 months. Well, like 3 months. Well, no, like 4 months. I'm also doing energy school with her, so I'm like learning how to clear energy myself, and like that, I'll make a whole other video on that if you guys are interested. But you guys, okay. So when I first started out, I was really like just drawn to Jaya. She showed up on my algorithm on YouTube like randomly. I mean, her at the time, she didn't have very many subscribers and her view count was low. She was just starting out, and so I feel like it's truly a miracle that I even found her. And as soon as I started watching her videos, I just was like overwhelmed with this feeling of like, I want more of this. I trust this. I believe her. I could feel the truth that she was speaking. I never at any point have had to force myself to believe in the things that she's saying. I could just feel the truth from her. It was like a felt experience within my body. And I was like, wow, I gotta chase this. Like, I have to at least to see what this is about. Like, I gotta get at least one session. So I did a consultation with her, and just immediately I was like, I just felt at ease. God, I'm literally just gonna get emotional throughout this, because it's like profound. The work I've done with Jaya has been so profound. I can't even talk about it without crying. But yeah, just from like the moment I first started talking to her, I just like, I felt so safe. I felt so taken care of. I felt seen. I felt loved. And I was just blown away at her abilities. I mean, she's just, even before all the energy work, like, her professionalism is top tier. She's reliable. She's responsive. She's an incredible communicator. And just, God, like, from the very start, I have felt so taken care of throughout this experience. And I also want you guys to know, too, that okay, so this is what I'm coming from, okay? I'm coming from a past of severe chronic pain that the medical community could find no physical explanation for. I was eventually diagnosed with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, which didn't get me anywhere. Like, as soon as I was diagnosed, I was like, great, what can we do? And they're just kind of like, well, we can put you on meds. And I've also already been down the path of meds, which did not go well for me at all. So I've just been like kind of white knuckling it through life for a really long time, and I've tried a lot of different things for God, even my mental health, my mental emotional health. I have for a couple years I drank ayahuasca twice a month, which I would put, like, I would put my experiences with Jaya in the same tier as the transformation and the profundity of drinking that much ayahuasca. In terms of healing, like, what she does is truly magical. And I never thought I'd find anything that even measured up to plant medicine, but she absolutely does. And it's similar in the sense that it is also mysterious and profound and magical, and there's so much love wrapped up in what she does. And I truly believe that love is like the driving force of what has brought me so much transformation throughout this process. So anyways, on top of like all the chronic pain, came a lot of depression and anxiety, that was like very linked up with the chronic pain, but also the chronic pain just like made me want to die. Like, it was extremely difficult to deal with. And I had thrown, oh my god, thousands of dollars at getting rid of this chronic pain. And most of what I tried were like 3D methods, like diet or physical therapy or medication. And none of that, yeah, I mean, like, a lot of things helped, but not nearly as much as like transforming my life through working with Jaya. So anyways, I'm just trying to paint the picture of where my life was so that you guys can understand like how far I've come in like the 4 months that we've been working together. I couldn't work. And so I had no money. I had just gotten, like, pretty much, like, we were basically homeless. We had to move out of our house because of our emergency situation, and, so, yeah, I was down bad. Like, things were very tough, and, yeah. So, I do my first session with Jaya, right? And basically, like, from that point, my first session was incredible. I remember, like, during the actual energy work part itself, I just remember I cried tears of joy. Even thinking about it will make me cry because it was so lovely. And I just felt surrounded by so much love and, like, reassurance. And, you know, it's not just, like, the love of Jaya, but she truly pulls in the love of God and, like, and combines it with some of your deepest, darkest, ugliest stuff. And then it goes away. I mean, truly. And, even after my first session, I just started noticing, like, huge shifts in my life that I was just like, oh my god, like, this is, we are on to something here. Like, I was just really stoked on it. And then this was, like, around, I want to say, like, November, December. And she started telling me about energy school, and I was just, like, so intrigued by what I was learning and experiencing. Also, mind you, I was in a master's program for mindfulness-based transpersonal counseling. So I have been into psychology and, like, helping people heal on a mental and emotional level, and even physical, but, like, I was literally going to school for it. And I have been in therapy also for probably like 15 years. Literally 15 years on and off. So therapy and plant medicine, like, I have been pouring energy and money and time into trying to heal myself and help myself, and nothing has been more efficient and sustainable than this right here. And I have read countless self-help books. Like, I have done everything that I could have humanly done to get myself well. Truly. Like, I don't want you guys to just think, like, oh, like, I just stumbled upon this and it was the first thing I ever tried and, like, it went pretty well. Like, no. This feels like the final thing that I have been looking for a very long time. That has helped me with ailments that nearly made me end my life. Okay? Like, it is a big deal, and I cannot stress that enough. Especially if you feel like this is for me. Like, when I was watching Jay's videos, I was like, that's for me. Yes, full body yes. I'm like, I want that. Even just observing her energy and experiencing her energy, the way she speaks, how her abundance of faith and drive and intention, her ability to just speak clearly, everything about her screams like, I've resurrected. Like, I am resurrecting. I have come so far. She is a monument of a human being. And just watching her, I was like, I want that. I know I'm capable of bettering myself infinitely like she is. And I could just feel it off her. And I was like, that is what I want. That is exactly what I want. And I'm experiencing it. I am literally experiencing it. So here I am. I'm down bad. Housing situation is a mess. Health is a mess. Money is a mess. My relationship was a mess. I felt super disparaged in the face of life, in the face of continuing to live. I felt like I had tried everything and I was at the end of my road, and I was praying like every day for help and purpose and reasons to keep going. And I find her, I do my first session, and it's like, just like, I just did not, I've done some stuff with energy before, I've done Reiki before, so I already had like a foot in the door with energy. I have a lot of faith in energy. Plant medicine taught me a lot about energy. But doing this work has absolutely blown my mind. Learning about it has blown my mind. Learning to do it, doing it myself, I can't, like, I have no words for it. The amount of doors that it's opened for me, like, not only in my reality, but just in my mind and the way that I now think and move and experience the world. Like, I could literally cry, you guys. I have shifted my reality. So anyways, okay, let me tell you where I'm at now. So, my chronic pain is way lower. I'm working a part-time job with kids that demands a lot of energy that I now have. I want to start doing dance classes. I want to start producing YouTube videos. I want to start speaking. I have had all of these dreams that, like, negative energy was keeping me from pursuing for years and years and years. Like, I'm talking like a decade. Some of them 2 decades. And I was truly in a negative energy prison. Like, and I think that that's where so much of my pain came from, where so much of my depression came from, where so much of my anxiety came from, where so much of my, like I couldn't even, like, chill with myself. I didn't want to sit with myself because the experience of having the amount of negative energy that I was walking around with was nearly unbearable. And again, like, negative energy is essentially just like negative beliefs that we have taken on as truths. And I didn't know how to get those out. And also, let me just say this too. On top of all the other self-help stuff that I had, like, dove into during all that time, I was also working a lot with my thoughts and beliefs. And I was just getting exhausted of, like, affirming, like, 1,000 times a day. You know, or like trying to, like, change my subconscious. And it's not to say that these things can't be done. I've experienced results. I've experienced, like, miracles, tiny miracles by changing my thoughts and, like, really pulling out an immense amount of discipline to be able to do that. However, getting energy work done has made that process so fast. It literally happens like that. And I think for anybody who's like, I need to up level now, like, for me, I was just at the end of my rope with like everything I was trying to do. I was so burnt out. I was not having any fun. I was not getting the results I wanted, especially for the amount of work that I had been putting in for years and years and years and years. And I was just truly in a place of like wanting to just give up on so many things and just throw in the towel, you know. But yeah, let me tell you some more things about where I'm at. Okay, so I'm working now effortlessly. I literally hadn't worked in years. That's how like truly disabled I was by the pain and the fatigue. And now I'm working. I feel like I can start working. I'm working part-time, but I feel like I can go to full-time at some point here soon. But I also don't want to go to full-time because I want to invest a lot of my time into pursuing my dreams, which have been on the back burner that I buried deep in the very back of my closet for so long. Now all those are resurfacing and coming back. I am peeling back layers of like things that just have not belonged, beliefs about myself that were not true, identity stuff that did not serve me and that was not true to who I was. I am burning like with peace and love this life that I thought that I had to build for myself, that was just totally not in alignment with who I truly am. And I think that experience as well was causing me a lot of physical pain, because the body, when it perceives danger, it produces pain. And I was doing a lot of things that I think that my soul was like, this is dangerous because you're not on your path. And I'm realizing now that, this took me so long, but this was also cleared in like one session working with Jaya, that I am in the most danger when I am not on my path, when I am not doing what God has called me to do, what God has asked me to do. And I almost ruined my life ignoring that feeling, ignoring that call. Spent a lot of time just like wasting time. And so here I am feeling like I'm feeling so much energy and drive to just like turn my life into what I want it to be. My health has improved so much, you guys. That's another thing for this. Yeah, being inundated by chronic physical pain took a huge like chunk out of my health and sense of well-being. And I can't even tell you guys how much the doors of my physical health have been just like kicked wide open. Like, I go to the gym now. I walk every day through the forest. I feel so much better in my body. I'm losing weight every day. I'm looking better, I feel like. And another thing too, this is a huge thing that I want to talk about, is that for as long as I can remember, I've had this huge like ugly duckling syndrome thing going on, where I genuinely thought like no matter what I looked like, I just always felt super ugly. Like I felt like I was inherently ugly. And it didn't matter what anybody else told me. It didn't matter what kind of clothes I wore, how I did my makeup, or whatever. Because it was an energetic issue. Because it was a belief that I had taken on and accepted as truth. And I know that got cleared like that. I think we focused on that for 2 sessions. And then like the morning after the first session, I remember like looking at myself in the mirror and like deriving pleasure from my own face, like having like a warm experience of love towards the way that I looked. And for the last like 20 years of my life, that was impossible. I was literally like, I would avoid mirrors like the plague. I was so afraid to even see what I looked like. And now, like, it's not like I'm it's not like I have this like infallible 100% confidence in my physical body. Like, I still have things that I feel insecure about, but like, I now have this, I've now returned to the knowing that like I'm inherently beautiful, and it doesn't even matter what I look like. Just like how kids feel about themselves, you know, before they get inundated with all this messaging about how like everything that's like wrong with them, you know. I feel like that again, like, and I've come to this gorgeous, peaceful acceptance of myself, and God, even pride in myself. Not every moment of every day, but like, I can tap into it sometimes and be like, wow, like, I'm feeling this. I like this. And everybody should be able to have that experience, you know? I want that for everybody, especially, I just know how many people struggle with self-image, and, you know, sometimes I think it's just getting worse with all the pressure from society, like, you know? But, I don't know, I literally feel like my magical fairy godmother named Jaya came in and pulled out years and years worth of nasty programming. It's like my computer system had a virus, or like thousands of viruses. And Jaya just came in and was like, I got it. Like, and now I'm living my life like so much less encumbered by all of these really, really painful beliefs that I had about so much. And it's just opening doors. Like, it's nothing but like abundance. It's nothing but like wide open spaces ahead of me, because I'm no longer in this prison that was like not real, but it was affecting me tremendously, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Oh my God, I can't even begin to tell you guys about how much my relationship with God has blossomed and flourished in this entire experience. I mean, God has always been a huge like focal point of my life, but I didn't really know what to do with that outside of like plant medicine, and well, I don't know. I had a lot of pathways to God, but it wasn't like I was like super intentionally like living my life in a way that incorporated God. And now I pray every day. My faith has just like exploded, you know? Like, I feel so much more able to take these risks on myself and on my dreams, because I just feel like I'm gonna be okay. I just feel like God's got it. And looking back, I can see how God's had it this whole time. God's loved me this whole time. And I truly went from being like feeling like completely abandoned by God, and you know, we use whatever terminology you are comfortable with. You could like universe, spirit, source, whatever. But I had damn near turned my back on like trusting God. And now I'm like, I feel like that's the only thing I can truly trust and find safety in this life. And Jay has just helped me immensely with that. Like, she was like this catalyst for me getting to the place that I am with God today. So yeah, and I'll tell you guys, the clearer my energy gets, the better I feel. The part of getting energy work done is that not everybody, but some people, myself included, go through a recovery period, which is where after a session, your body, like, it takes your body a second to catch up to your energies like new state, your new set of energy. And it can just kind of feel like a detox. Like, it can just kind of feel like you're like, I mean, I've described it like in a session. I felt this one time that like as like a rag, like a dirty rag being wrung out. That's kind of how the detox can feel But it would just last for me like a few days, and then coming out the other end of it, I remember like the first time I experienced it, I was like, it was like I was like on drugs or like microdosing or something, like just getting to experience that new like up level of having less negative energy in my system. But yeah, the path hasn't been like, it's been like this, you know? But I just continue to feel better and better, and I feel so sure at this point that that will only continue. And I used to think like, oh my god, like my life could get worse at any point, and I might plummet back down into like a spiral of darkness, and of course anything can happen. Anything devastating could happen like at any point, of course. But I just feel like I'm gonna be so much more prepared for anything. I'm being fortified. You know what I mean? I'm being strengthened, and a lot of my strength is just coming from like this insane, what feels like a once in a lifetime miracle of an opportunity to shed so much of this dead old stuff that was never mine to begin with, and come back to like my spirit self. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel really, really confident that like my highest self is just around the corner, you know? And I've just like every day my focus is surrounding like becoming her. And I'll never go back. That's the other thing about energy work too, is it's permanent. Once something's cleared, it cannot ever come back. So, God, I also want to say, here's another thing I want to say, is that my relationship with food has changed so much. Okay, without getting into like I'm gonna make a whole other like video on this, but my relationship with food has been really, really tough since I became like aware that I had a body. And I've dealt with like weight issues my whole life, body image stuff, and it was a huge, ginormous source of pain for me in my life. And when I first started working with Jaya, this is crazy. It's like hard to even remember because it's literally gone. It's hard for me to even access like why I ever felt this way with food or like what I was doing, because it's so far back. It feels like it was like way far back. But truly, this was like 4 months ago. Okay, 4 months ago, I was eating like pretty much whatever I wanted, even if I knew it was like not supportive of my body, even if I knew that it had maybe come from a factory farm and lived a horrific life, even if I knew that it had like chemicals and toxins and all this stuff in it. I had experimented, like I said, a lot with diet, and I was just really burnt out on even worrying about what I ate, because I had been worried about it for a really long time, and I think I was just at a place where I was like, nothing's working, so I'm just gonna give up and eat chocolate cake. Like, which, you know, it's nothing against chocolate cake and nothing against where anybody's at on their journey with food, but all I knew at that point was that like it was a problem for me. The way I was not satisfied with the way that I was eating, I was not satisfied with the way that food was making me feel. And I needed help. Like, I could just feel I need help. And food was another thing that I tried a lot. I had bought so many books. I had done so many different, like, diets and ways of eating. I had purchased, like, online courses. It's almost, like, laughable to think about, but I really did. I was lost. I was really confused. I couldn't figure out what was going on. But the food wasn't really, like, the issue. It was, like, the negative energy that I had within me that was getting in the way of just like my natural ability to like eat and choose what I wanted to eat and pay attention to the way that things made me feel. And even things like hunger and like fullness cues and stuff like that. And also, I have gotten rid of so much self-hate and so much like negative energy that was giving me the impulse to self-sabotage. That is gone. So all I want to eat now is supremely healthy food. Like, I literally buy all organic food. I don't eat meat. And I don't eat meat. I don't eat anything that comes from an animal. And that was something that I had tried so many times, and I felt really good and positive about like the philosophy behind it, the ethics. It would always help me just like feel better in general, but I couldn't stick with it, or I would feel like something was off. And I don't know how this happened, but throughout my energy work process, and Jay's had the same experience, I have just like effortlessly moved into veganism, and now I feel I'm just like stoked to be here. I don't miss eating animals whatsoever. I don't crave them. I don't want anything to do with factory farming or any of that. And I don't want the negative energy in my body. Something that happened too, like when I first started out getting my energy cleared and I was still eating meat, I was so much more sensitive to the way that it made me feel. And I would eat meat, and like my pain would be worse. My physical pain would be worse. And I would be melancholy and irritable, and I would feel the energy of like being trapped, being in like a prison type situation. And I just started just like, I remember the last time I ate meat, I was like, I don't ever want to feel like this ever again. And yeah, I've just been eating plants and taking extremely good care of myself. Every day I cook for myself. I don't eat out. I don't eat processed food. I don't crave it. I'm not interested. I literally just eat plants. And my energy is so good. I feel so at peace with food. I'm losing weight. I feel prettier. My skin's doing a lot better. Like, I just have a lot of positive, warm, loving feelings about food now and my body that previously felt like I was barred from. Like, I truly thought I was going to live the rest of my life like fat and like uncomfortable around food and sad about food. I really did. But I don't feel like that anymore. I feel so much gratitude for food. And just like I can eat in abundance and enjoy it and get creative with it and eat beautiful things that make me feel beautiful. And yeah, I could cry about that too, because I cannot even tell you guys the years and years and years that I stressed and just felt like unending discomfort in my body and soul when it came to something as simple as feeding myself. So yeah, I think that's... Oh, I will say this too, my relationship has gotten so much better. My partner and I had been struggling a lot with both of us just being like immensely stressed out, and also just confused about our roles in the relationship, like when to pour into ourselves, when to pour into each other. And one of the greatest gifts that I got from doing this work was the understanding that the best thing I can do for anybody else is take care of myself. And my partner and I have both integrated that. My partner has also gotten energy work done with Jaya, which is just like, is still, I mean, it was like weeks ago. We're still seeing improvements happen in our relationship. And yeah, I think the majority of what was standing between us and really hurting us was our own personal set of negative energies that we've been carrying around. And as we clear those, as we remove those, we are only getting closer to ourselves which allows us to get closer to each other. And that's just been like so beautiful, so abundant. Like the positive results from that have been unending. So yeah, I cannot express to you guys the gratitude that I have for this work. I have never in my life, not even with ayahuasca, which I previously thought was one of the most powerful medicines on earth, and I had searched earth up and down for a powerful medicine. I was in desperate need of one, and even that cannot compare to the transformation that I have experienced in my life working with Jaya. It's not only the energy work that she provides, she is I'm gonna cry more. She has this natural ability to coach, and she gets so creative with it. She is so loving. I've worked with, there have been therapists that I have worked with for years that knew all of my darkest uglies, and that I had called in literally states of like wanting to end my life. And I still, working with Jaya is the most seen, the most loved, the most cared for that I have ever felt. And especially when we first started working together and I needed a lot of help, I reached out to her every day. And even though she's living her own life and she's taking care of all of her stuff and is on her own journey of ascension, and I know she puts a lot of work into her own well-being, and I know the importance of her doing that. Even despite all of that going on, she was so responsive with me, just like for the amount that I paid her for her services. I feel like she went above and beyond every day with me, just poured into me like the world's most powerful fertilizer. Like, she really is a fertilizer. And she just put so much light into my life. And there would be times when I'd be like so confused, and the ascension journey is not easy, and it's not cozy. It's not cozy. But she would oh my God, she could just support me through anything. Through even situations that felt impossible. And the thing about Jaya too is she has pushed me in ways that I was scared to push myself, and every single time it worked out. Like, I don't know why, I just was like, I trust her. I fully trust her. I will do what she says. And I did, and every single time it worked out, and I got better, and my life got better. And I jumped through these hurdles and these portals of facing different fears, showing up to things that felt impossible, and just bursting through, crashing through all of these limitations that I felt so encumbered by. And I could not have done that without her, unending support. She's so powerful. I'm literally I'm grabbing you by trust me. If you want to shake up your life, if you want to up level, if you want to meet your highest self, if you want to resurrect, this is the person to work with. I'm telling you. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are, or what you've been through, or what you're going through. These methods will work for everyone across the board. I can't think of a single person who I would not recommend work with her. All right, I feel like I finally got everything I want to say. Thank you guys for listening, and I wish you the very, very best.